All right. Another week, another episode of what we got, Lionel.
Man, we have probably maybe one of the most stacked episodes of Off the Top Rope we've ever done.
Oh boy. We got a lot.
And
Cover.
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we're covering that fifth anniversary show,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna be covering Rampage and Collision and some other things that popped up this week.
Oh yeah, we'll be talking about those. But first, if y'all not already, because I know some of y'all aren't who are listening, please follow the Twitter at TAGPW podcast. You get to hear from us a lot more. I know Profit did a couple tweets this week for it, especially for Dynamite, so you'll be able to see those. We post the episodes up there, so make sure you follow. Just interact with us there too.
And you know what time it is. You know what I'm about to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, if you like this episode, tap the like button. It for sure helps us out. Lets us know that you like our content. And finally, I need you to do one thing for me. I need you to get on that top rope, take off the elbow pad, and drop that elbow on the subscribe button. Because you subscribing gets you all of our content and lets us know that you like what you hear. Also, click the bell button because the bell is probably the most important button because it'll let you know when our videos come up and YouTube won't skimp out on us skimp out by not letting you know that one of our new videos has come out. So thank you very much. Let's get into the show.
You know what we gotta talk about first.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about it.
All right. I am going to read from Variety. Oh, news. Let's go. AEW to stream on Max following new multi-year rights deal with Warner Brother Discovery.
Wait. Hold up.
I'm holding.
Read that back again.
All right. AEW to
Uh-huh.
stream
Oh.
on Max following new multi-year rights deal with Warner Brothers Discovery.
Oh shit. So you mean that company that is supposedly was about to die and not get media rights these, past 5 years is thriving and has media rights and got a new deal?
Not
Hmm.
not only did they get a new deal, but
Yeah.
in 5 years of their existence, they are also going to streaming like WWE is. WWE could have been on streaming, but they're going to Netflix soon. So
Yeah.
right now, AEW and WWE are kind of in the same plane.
Yeah. And there were some other things I also I wish I would have like saved it so I could bring it up here, but there is other reports about like the viewers. You know how people are always about the live viewers and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you come to find out like every week Dynamite and all the other shows are watched get over 1 million plus viewers every week
Mm-hmm.
because there's that thing, it's called technology, guys. It's called a fucking DVR. And so like that 700,000 figure, that's like the upfront, like, we'll say like 60% or whatever. That other 40% that's not taken account for, that's making up that like that million plus, all on DVR, which
Mm-hmm.
is why they got the new deal.
Dog, I don't even watch AEW on TV. Like, I don't. I'm not going to
Yeah,
disclose where I do because I've already had problems with them trying to cancel it before. But, I don't even watch on TV. So,
yeah. And a lot of people watch them on streaming services and things like that. So after they take all those into account, is The amount of people that watch AEW is well over 1 million, probably closer to 2. So, all them guys, like the Raj Garys, the JD from New York, and the shithead himself, Eric Bischoff. Yeah, you guys can go eat a dick.
Yep.
Like they got the TV deal. I'm curious on where you're going to move the goalpost now. I know Bischoff already moved it to where they're not going to get the Fox deal, which means they're going to get the Fox deal. So, where are you guys going to move that goalpost now?
You know what's funny about that?
Yeah.
Let me read this paragraph in the Variety article.
Uh-huh.
Financial terms of the deal were not disclosed, but according to sources, the deal is valued at $185 million per year when all elements are taken into account. Under the new deal, AEW shows Dynamite and Collision will be remaining on TBS and TNT respectively. But for the first time since its launch in 2019, AEW programming will stream on Max simultaneously for the US subscribers and will be available to stream on demand starting in January 2025. Specifically, they didn't talk about Rampage, right?
Yes.
And we know already that AEW trademarked the new show.
Mm-hmm.
So if they trademark the new show and we're not getting Rampage anymore, what the fuck do you idiots think is going to happen?
Yeah. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? They're not just gonna. They weren't just gonna like leave it out there, and they're also. It is more than likely not going to be another 1 hour show. Like it's probably going to be a 2 hour show if I'm speculating, right?
It's possible.
It could be another 2 hour show, which gets more people on TV. So I'm just saying, AEW looking up, and a lot of people got egg on their face right now. They're trying not to admit it. They got, the funny thing this week is a lot of them motherfuckers got real quiet.
Yep. Yes, they did.
I haven't heard anything the motherfuckers have had to say. They haven't said anything. All they tried to do was be extra critical of the fifth anniversary show. That's all they tried to do. They tried to just be extra critical about a show.
Which doesn't make sense, bro. Like, that shit doesn't make sense. Like, just look, you don't have to like AEW. That's fine. It's not everyone's cup of tea. That is okay.
That's okay.
But for Lord have mercy, can't you just be happy that a company is existing and thriving? Like, does it have to be this whole weird back and forth thing? If you don't like AEW, fine. You don't have to. But Jesus Christ, just let them do what the fuck they're gonna do and shut the fuck up.
But they can't. They can't. They've been brainwashed for 20 years and they can't handle something else.
Which is stupid.
Yeah. So, congrats AEW. Congrats Tony Khan. Looking forward to watching more of your episodes and, giving you guys more reviews on them.
Also, if we're gonna be honest, Tony Khan, we know people in AEW listen to this podcast. We know it for a fact already. I have a request once you do the streaming for in Max. Request 1. Please, 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 please make it everywhere. Let me watch Dynamite and Collision at 5 p.m. Please, for the love of God. Please, just do that. And 2, if y'all since this is gonna be streaming, let's keep that Triller stream up. You know what I mean? Like, y'all, we don't really get commercials when we watch on Triller. We get to hear more commentary. Let's have that feed also go over to Max, please and thank you. That's it. Those are my 2 requests.
Yeah, and just like that, we started off hot.
We got to cool down for a second, though.
Oh yeah, let's get the one thing that cooled down the 5th anniversary show, and it's going to cool down this podcast for a whole 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Out the way.
Yeah. We're not gonna go opening match. We'll probably go through the list after this, but we just wanted to get this match out of the way. Profit, all you.
All right. So you already probably know if you looked at the card and even had some modicum of what we're gonna talk about is Britt Baker versus Serena Deeb. You know, I, you know, I, I'll only say this: Britt Baker looked a little bit better, right? She looked a little bit better. She didn't look as bad as before, but I give all that credit, a lot of that credit, like 90% of that credit to Serena Deeb because of how good Serena Deeb is. I don't really give that credit to Britt Baker.
No.
Um, just to quickly go through this match. I actually like the match it wasn't really that good. And like I said, the bright point is Serena Deeb doing her thing. Of course, victory went to uh Britsburg herself, Britt Baker. Um, and after the match, Serena Deeb attacks her, and as Serena Deeb is attacking her, Queen Amanada comes out,
Mm.
helps out Britt Baker, and runs off Serena Deeb. Now, one of the things I noticed at the end was you know how like somebody usually want to run in, they hold up the other person's hand or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Britt Baker was like literally like get the fuck off me type deal. And it's like, ooh, what is that? What are you doing? Um, yeah, it just looked bad, felt bad all around. It just wasn't good. Like this whole end sequence right here, with the whole thing between her and Queen Aminata was like Britt Baker was like, get away from me, like I don't want to be anywhere near you, type deal.
Yeah, it was really weird, right? Like
Yeah,
Queen came over, did her thing with Britt. Like, are you okay? Are you good? You good? And then tried to raise her hand, and like Britt definitely did not. I don't know. This could be like a manifestation too. It could be a thing, but like also like oh yeah, right there. Like immediately took her hand down, and she was like walking around the ring, like, and she's sitting there taking her sweet ass time. Like it just we've talked on Britt Baker a lot, for sure. I understand that, but it just I cannot stand her. I really can't.
yeah, and I think after what Collision sounds like she's getting into the world title picture. So
Yeah. I mean,
uh,
we can talk about that now too. I mean, we can get all the Brit stuff out of the way right now if you really wanted to.
yeah, let's just do it.
She shows up on Rampage. Also after the match with Harley Cameron and Queen Aminata, right? So we get a
Mhm.
pretty similar thing that happens on Dynamite that happens on Rampage. Queen Aminata wins the match. Very good match, by the way. I'm not gonna get super far into it. You know how I do. Serena D comes out and attacks Queen Aminata. Britt Baker comes out there. She's like slowly running, like she has like no sense of urgency at all. Then she slides into the ring and sits there for a second, then attacks Serena Deeb. And then when she gets to Queen Aminata, doesn't raise her hand, nothing. They're just there. Queen Aminata's kind of like selling her leg injury, while Britt is out there celebrating, trying to pretend like she is okay, or trying to check on Queen Aminata. Just it was annoying, not great.
Mhm.
And then going to Collision, we got a very quick vignette of Britt Baker coming back, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be in the world title picture like I belong." So Mariah May, I know you were watching my match because Mariah was watching the match on Dynamite. I'm coming for you, basically. I'm not gonna get into everything that she said. That's basically what it was.
Yeah, uh,
That's everything, Britt.
yeah, she doesn't belong in the world title picture at all.
It really doesn't make sense. And Mariah actually mentioned it in a promo herself on Collision. It's like
Yeah,
you won one match and you think you can challenge me? It's like, I agree. Also, we're not even talking about the last match that you had before this one. Like, it hasn't been brought up. You
yeah,
should not be in the world title picture. You should be building yourself up to the world title. You don't get one win in your hometown and you could just go for the championship.
yeah. No, like she should do. You know, I don't know. I think I'm gonna be beating a dead horse when I say it, but fuck it, I'll do it anyway. That horse is way gone.
Hell yeah.
Um, if she were to take it seriously, like all the, some of the other ones like Anna Jay and Billy Billy Starks did when she came in, a lot of people. Shit, even Queen Amanada, she went to Ring of Honor, got her skill up rapidly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Britt Baker should do like a Japan excursion, get herself better in the ring. Um, she's not going to go to Ring of Honor, but she needs to go to Ring of Honor to get better in the ring, get more reps, and get better in the ring. Like, she does not match the current ecosystem of the women's division. Everybody in the women's division right now, minus Britt Baker, is they're insanely good. They're really good. Like Britt Baker is at the bottom wrestling wise.
Yeah.
Like she's like actually she's probably the worst. If we're gonna put it down to like actual wrestling ability, she does not match the current women's division at all. It was fine when she could hide behind stuff, but now she can't. It's like she's gonna get consistently exposed by the other women in the division that are like just leaps and bounds better. They're just better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know any other way to say it, but like she does not fit the ecosystem of the current women's division.
No, I mean, you're right. She doesn't. We talked about it before, right? Like,
Yeah,
Britt is probably not even just the worst woman wrestler in AEW. She's probably the worst wrestler in AEW. Full stop.
yeah,
Like you have women like Harley Cameron who've been busting their asses and getting really good. She had a really good match with Queen Aminata on Rampage. She wrestled Sheeta last week, Harley Cameron, and had a really good match with Sheeta.
yeah,
There are everyone in AEW right now is firing on all cylinders. They're all, for the most part, they're all doing some of their best work that they probably have done in their careers. And that's why it's weird that we have all of these women and all these talented people in AEW, and we still have to rely on Brits. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, okay, we'll give one more spoiler. Willow is also looking at Mariah May, right? Willow had a really good match, which I'm actually going to talk about. We're actually going to talk about that match later. Willow had a really good match on Collision. They had the same setup. Mariah May was out there, but Mariah May and Willow were actually able to like wrestle a little bit. Britt was just staring at her.
yeah.
So they confirmed that we're going to get a match on Title Tuesday. Britt Baker versus Willow Nightingale, and the winner of that gets to wrestle Mariah May at Wrestledream. And I tweeted this. I added Tony Khan too, and I don't even like doing this. I said, don't piss me off, Tony Khan. Y'all know what to do. And it cannot be Britt. Do not put Britt in this situation. We just saw what happened in All In. She shouldn't even be here to begin with.
Yeah, no, she's not at the level of the current women's division. That's that's all I can say, right? Like she's just not at anyone's level. Not even close.
And
Like
yeah.
I was gonna say no, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
At this point, it's been 5 years. She's been wrestling for longer than 5 years. She might not even want to. Like, that's the part that we really have to talk about here now too. Like, she can improve. She's had a lot of chances to improve. She's been AEW Women's World Champion. She's wrestled women like Thunder Rosa. She's wrestled people like Serena Deeb. She's wrestled a Hikaru Shida. She hasn't improved. At this point, we have to call a spade a spade. She probably just doesn't want to because she knows she doesn't have to. Because Tony Khan and AEW, they're going to do what they want to do and just put her in the forefront when she shouldn't be there. Now go ahead, sorry.
No, what I was thinking of, it left me. I'm probably gonna remember it in the middle of the fucking podcast.
Oh, we can circle back. That's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, like she just doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. You know. Right. Yeah. Like I don't see like any logical reason why she should be back in the main event world title picture at all, other than to make her lose and then never have her there again.
I don't know. Like realistically, it should just be Willow versus Mariah May. Like that's what should be happening. But the fact that we have to go through this speed bump, I'm worried about what's gonna happen. Willow should not lose to Britt Baker. Straight up, there's no excuse for if Willow lost that match on Tuesday. None.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I have a feeling she's losing on Tuesday.
Don't piss me off, AEW. Don't piss me off.
Like I have a feeling she's going to lose on Tuesday, but still be in the picture, right? And I feel like Britt Baker's just going to she's going to go to Wrestledream, do that match, and then if it's bad, if it's not even anywhere close to good, and it's the same recourse that happened to Mercedes Moné, right? Then it's gonna be like, yo, you put this girl in the world title picture twice, and in a title picture twice. As soon as she got back, and she stunk up the place every time. Like they're gonna have to see that, and they're gonna have to acknowledge that because it's not gonna go under the radar. They're gonna be even more critical this time. And now I remember what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, don't tell me no shit about her coming off. Yes, I know she came off of like some health scares and situations and things like that. Jamie Hayter has too.
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter could barely pretty much it was like almost to the point of not being able to walk again. Look at Jamie Hayter, like as soon as she got back, she came back and she's crisped in every way. She's been doing her thing ever since. So don't give me Britt Baker needs more time. No, no, no. Jamie Hayter was off longer.
Bro, why isn't this match Willow versus Jamie Hayter?
It should be.
At least when Jamie Hayter was on Grand Slam, she beat a former women's world champion.
Mm-hmm.
That should be more of a stepping stone than Serena Deeb. And no disrespect to Serena Deeb, because she's great, but she hasn't been a world champion. Saraya has. And Jamie Hayter beat her while also being a former women's world champion. So
yeah.
why is it Britt? But you know what? That's it. I don't want to take up more of this podcast talking about Britt because she's gonna piss us off. There's already something else in this episode that's gonna piss me off anyway. Do you have any final thoughts on Britt before we move on?
I have a guess which part's gonna piss you off, and it's right after the Ospreay Ricochet match, huh?
Yep.
I mean, do you want to go over that right now?
I mean, we can. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Go for it.
Let's just do it.
Go for it.
Okay. So, next up, in the world of the stuff that we don't want to drag on and talk about later, is the learning tree Chris Jericho. So he had his own segment, took up about 20 minutes of TV time.
Yeah.
Shit, they even had a little thing that said TV time on it.
Yeah, his little Geritron, whatever he's gonna call it in AEW.
The Learnertron, whatever you
Ugh,
want to.
ugh.
So, okay, Jericho comes out. He's he's brought in by Big Bill, of course. Um, so Jericho comes out and basically he talks about how he, since he pinned the Ring of Honor World Champion, that he has the ROH World Title in his set in his sights, and that he wants to, challenge for the title. And whoever, and of course, when he says all that, Mark Briscoe comes out. And there's one point in here while they're going back and forth, him and Mark Briscoe, that he says, well, he can't beat, he knows Mark Briscoe can't beat him, but Jay Briscoe probably had a chance. And he's not Jay, he's nothing like Jay at all. And at that point, pretty much Mark Briscoe got pissed off and punched him. And fucking decked him.
Hell yeah.
And it was like, hey, you want a title match? You got it. So they're going to be fighting for the ROH title on, is it Tuesday?
No, Wrestledream.
Or Wrestledream. Or is it the,
It's pay-per-view, Wrestledream.
well, is it on the main card or is it the pre-show?
I don't think they said, but I'm gonna assume it's main card because it's Jericho.
Because there's another ROH, the ROH TV title is on the line on the pre-show.
Yeah, Atlantis Jr. and Brian Cage.
Brian Cage, yeah. Maybe Brian Cage will finally win it.
I mean, yeah, probably.
He should. So yeah, like it, and they could just be putting all the ROH stuff, but here's something we gotta call out, man.
Go for it.
Okay, you got the Ring of Honor Television Championship on there. You got the Ring of Honor World Championship on the card. Why can't we have Athena defend her title at Wrestledream also? The longest reigning Ring of Honor champion is not going to be on the card, but everybody else is. How come everybody else can jump show to show, and Athena is stuck on Ring of Honor?
Yeah, we've talked about that on the side, right? Like you and I have talked about that outside of the podcast. But it really, at this point, it really does not make sense. Because literally every other title damn near gets to be on AEW TV all the time.
Yes.
Every single championship is held by people, and we'll call a spade, by men who show up on AEW TV all the time.
Right.
But for whatever reason, it's not even just Athena at this point either. It's also Red Velvet. Red Velvet is the ROH TV champion. Can't get on TV at all for on AEW. And we're gonna be honest too, we haven't seen Lee Moriarty in a while either. He's the Ring of Honor Pure champion. He hasn't been on AEW TV in a while either. I don't know what it is. And let's be real. If we want to be super real, we can call this a race thing. But I'm not going to yet. But the fact that Lee Moriarty, Red Velvet, and Athena aren't on TV, while people like Mark Briscoe, Atlantis Jr. isn't either, but he's been in Mexico, so that's fine. Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara are all on AEW TV while being ROH champions, but we can't get the rest of them. Like, there needs to be some kind of separation to begin with, but why can't Athena specifically? Why can't we get Athena on AEW TV? Why is that not happening?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. That, like, because like there's other people that are on Ring of Honor TV that are going back and forth, right? Like
Yeah.
you have Queen Aminata. She was just in the world title feud with
Mm-hmm.
the women's title feud with Athena. She's going back and forth, right?
Outrunners are going back and
Um,
forth.
Outrunners are going back and forth. It's just like specific people, like not even Billy Starks has gone back and forth,
Nope.
right? She stayed, she stayed specifically in Ring of Honor. Um, yeah, it's just a weird, hard line that's like it's weird. It's like there's a weird line where they're like, okay, these people, these guys can do it, but these the ladies they can't. They can't. I don't know what the reason is for that. It's so weird. Like you literally have a record-breaking champion, right? The person that like literally all of Ring of Honor is built on right now,
Yeah.
and you're not having her on AEW TV or the pay-per-view. It makes no sense to me.
No, it's actually to the point where it's frustrating too. And I know no one else. Actually, this is one thing that no one else is talking about either. This is literally just us.
Yeah,
There, AEW needs to have some separation. Either bring everyone from Ring of Honor onto AEW TV and let them do their thing, or bring nobody. Like don't pick and choose. Don't do this weird thing. I like Mark Briscoe. Like I like Dustin. Like I like the people. I like the Outrunners. I like people. The people who are going back and forth. But at some point, it needs to be all or nothing. And it's been a couple years at this point now. The every single champion except for the women's champions has been able to be on AEW TV. All
yep,
of them.
yeah. And if it shit, we can even talk about Ring of Honor Pure Champion because when Wheeler Yuta held it, he was going back and forth.
Yeah. I brought up Lee when I was on my little tirade. Lee also he got the pure championship and has not been on AEW TV.
Yeah, like not even like showed up with STP.
SCP's completely gone from AEW TV actually now. Fully. They haven't been on TV in a while.
Well, like 2 weeks because he did have a match a couple weeks ago on Collision. I
Yeah.
think it was Collision.
Maybe.
It was either Collision or Rampage. I think it was Collision though.
But they're gone. It's like it is a problem. Like it's really pick and choosy. It's really weird. And AEW has enough talent now at this point where this should be split up. If you want people to actually care about Ring of Honor, they need to be on Ring of Honor. Like
Yeah,
no more of this. Either like I said, it's either all or nothing. And preferably it should be nothing. Because if you have multiple versions of every championship on TV, eventually they're not going to mean as much anymore. And
yeah,
that's just how it is.
hmm yeah. I am. Yeah, the and that's another thing too. I'm trying to see where because last time they put the Ring of Honor title on Jericho was when they were trying to get another TV deal for Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
That's what happened last time.
And that didn't happen.
Oh, they just resurrected the online thing. So if he wins again, they're probably trying again. There's the only thing I can deduce from this whole world title thing going on. But the other day, well, no, not the other day. It was probably like a month or two ago. You know when they announced next year's All Out
Mm-hmm.
being in Texas. Who was there?
Yeah, Athena was there. I mean, but Athena is from Texas too, so
Yeah, but still, like they had every single champion from both companies there, from Ring of Honor and AEW.
yeah.
So yeah, the whole thing is she needs to be on AEW TV. She's carried Ring of Honor enough. I know they're building up the feud for her to pass the title on to Billy Starks.
Yeah.
That's the obvious thing, right? A whole storyline that they've been doing for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
The most consistent storyline on Ring of Honor. But Athena should be on TV. Red Velvet should be also on TV. Lee Moriarty, blah. Lee Moriarty should be on TV also.
Yeah. Like I said, if we're gonna call out WWE like we do, we got to call it AEW too. And
But yeah,
at this point, like it is very weird that you have probably one of literally the best women's wrestlers of all time, of at least of this generation, in Athena. And I get that you want her to, that she is Ring of Honor, but Jesus Christ, like she can't get any AEW TV time, like nothing. When's the last time she had a match on AEW? And she was the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion when she had the match. It was like maybe a year ago, maybe?
it was like a pre-show.
Yeah.
Pre-show for a pay-per-view. That was the last one I remember.
I, actually, I don't even fully remember it either. It might have been a pre-show pay-per-view. But yeah,
Yeah.
Either way, like I said, at the end of the day, it needs to be either all or nothing.
Yep.
And one thing's for damn sure, do not fucking put that title on fucking Jericho again. For the love of God.
Oh God, you might be disappointed.
That's a whole other thing we can get on Ring of Honor. The fact that they don't have champions that are in Ring of Honor consistently winning championships there.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't had the infantry for whatever reason hasn't been Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. The Outrunners haven't been. I get Outrunners are more recent for sure, but Outrunners haven't been Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. Like, there are a lot of people that can be champions in Ring of Honor that are in Ring of Honor consistently that just aren't. That are in favor for people who are on AEW. Like, what the fuck are Sammy and Dustin doing with the Ring of Honor Tag Team and the 6-man titles?
Right.
Well, Dustin specifically with the 6-man only, but either way, what are they doing with those titles? Nothing. Sammy might be hurt, so hopefully you're not hurt, and hopefully it's nothing like that, but what the fuck are they doing with these titles?
Yeah. Like tag titles. Like I would be trying to build Gates of Agony.
That's another tag team that could be Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions that just haven't.
They should. In my book, I would get the Gates of Agony and build them as like a fucking unstoppable force of a tag team because they got the look. They can wrestle. They're fucking good at what they do. Like give them the ball for a little bit. Let them do their thing. You know?
Yeah. I don't get it. Like I can go on a tirade about this. We low-key kind of already have, but
Yeah.
the point is at some point there needs to be some kind of separation.
Yes.
And really quick also, the other thing that kind of pissed me off about this, and I know it's wrestling, and I know everything was approved. Fucking bro, Jericho, keep fucking Jay Briscoe's name out of your fucking mouth, bro. Like I get it's wrestling, I know it was approved, I know it's all good, I know they're fine, but bro, shut the fuck up. We don't need to be bringing fucking Briscoe in for this for heat. We're good. Shut up. But that's it.
Okay. So we got him out the way. We knocked it out.
Now we can talk about everything good that happened in all these shows, because everything else was fantastic.
Which was literally everything else.
Literally everything else.
Yeah. Also, guys, comment and let us know if you like us getting rid of the bad first instead of doing it like closer to the end or where they actually happen in the show. Yeah, comment, let us know. All right. So, let's get on with one of the what can you say about this match right here, man?
God.
Ospreay versus Ricochet. Like just like right off the top, what can you say about it?
I can say that these two have shown how much they've grown from their first match in like what 2017, the match that like killed everybody, 2016, whenever that was.
Yeah, 2016. Yeah.
Because it definitely I saw clips on Twitter of like the you know the beginning phase when they were when they were doing their jumping around and doing that kind of stuff, the basically the homage that they did to the first match in 2016, 2017, sometime around there.
Yep.
They didn't fly around as much after. They still did, don't get me wrong. But they just did it earlier, like, hey, we can still do this. And then they went into like they went into heavyweight shit.
Yes.
Match was fantastic.
Yeah, the match was great. Like, what could I want, so we need another one of these, which we're gonna get. I don't know if it's gonna be for the international title or whatever. Like, because it might not be.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that soon.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Will Ospreay might not be coming out with that title. I'm just gonna leave it right there.
Man.
But yeah, they need like this. The one thing this match definitely shows everybody is Ricochet was in the wrong place for 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, for sure, he was in the wrong spot. He was in the wrong company for 6 years because he was the level of passion, the level of everything that he was doing in this match. He was doing it at a very high level, and he was enjoying himself. Actually enjoying what he was doing for once.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't point to a WWE match where he looked like he was enjoying what he was doing. But yeah, like, so best definition of this match is I'm gonna bring out the Lisa Simpson meme with the coffee cup, and the coffee cup is full of flippy shit, and me liking all of that. Just give it all to me. Yeah, no, yeah, give it all. Give me. That's not totally this match in a nutshell. They did all their stuff, but man, like they were they were going. They might not have been flipping all over the place, but they were going 10 the whole time.
This was as hybrid as hybrids could be.
Yeah.
And like they were also wrestling so smart too. Like it wasn't they were just flying around doing everything like that. There was also like a lot of psychology. Like what this part that we just saw, right? Where Ricochet tries to hit the Hurricanrana from the top rope on Ospreay. Ospreay lands on his feet, and Ricochet's like fuck, and then runs behind him while Ospreay's like soaking it up to the crowd to hit him with his own Oscutter. Like that shit is intelligent.
Yeah. But that's also like the thing you talked about earlier. How much they've grown as wrestlers since that 2016 one.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a version of that match, we could say, but with years of experience and more psychology. Oh yeah, like Ricochet hitting that light SPD right there. Yeah. Oh, you Ricochet. I know you play Geef. There you go. Man. So I'm not going to break down this match, but there was some good spots like the one we just watched where Ricochet gets Ospreay and just does basically a spinning pile driver, like they call it a turning pile driver, but it's a spinning pile driver.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit what you say.
Synonyms, it's all fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And yeah, like for the most part, this match was 30 minutes of back and forth.
Yeah.
Nonstop. Like I can't really like call everything that happened in this match. I would have like 10 pages of notes to do that. We're not doing that here.
No. We'd be here for 4. If we broke down every match page to page, we'd be here for 8 hours.
Yeah, that was us a long time. Well, not about like 8 episodes ago. So no, so not now. But there was one point where Osprey he hit that Styles Clash. He is hitting that shit a lot lately.
It's been in his arsenal since I will say this, like, since he's been a heavyweight, he's been hitting the Styles Clash a lot more.
Hmm.
Like, that's basically like in his repertoire now.
Yeah, till AJ Styles shows up. But yeah, no.
I don't know about AJ showing up. We'll see.
Well, that thing that I showed you the other day was supposedly a work.
Oh, that's lame as fuck.
It was a faked injury to get him off of TV.
Oh, that's lame. We'll talk about that later, but that's
Yeah,
lame as
we'll
shit.
talk about that later.
We'll see.
Um, so one of the things that happens in this match later on, is a double pin. They pin each other, right? So the ref counts 1, 2, 3. He counts with both hands, 1, 2, 3, and then he tells the announcer, "Hey, they pinned each other, so it's a draw." Of course, that pissed fans off. They were like, "Oh no, this is bullshit. No, you ain't gonna do that to us." So Osprey and Ricochet are like, "No, come on, let's run it. Let's keep going. Let's run it back. Come on, let's keep going." And then we get the message that Tony Khan has pretty much greenlit the match to continue.
Let's go.
So they go back from they restart again. They start hitting each other. They're really tired. They're beating the crap out of each other. And at a certain point, Konosuke Takeshita comes out and
Boo.
interrupts the match. So there's no clear winner. They had to do it. There's no clear winner. And Takeshita lays both of them out and then goes and gets the international title and starts holding that up. Oh boy.
Takeshita is the biggest heel of 2024.
Yes, he is. Damn right. He's about to be the biggest heel international champion ever.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know, man. I don't think Osprey walks out with that title when they do that match.
Yeah, really quick to set up like what Profit is saying. This match, because of what happened at the end of this, at
Yep.
Wrestledream this Saturday, we're going to be getting Ricochet versus Konosuke Takeshita versus Will Ospreay for the International Championship at Wrestledream. Just, oh my God.
So one of the other things we didn't talk about is like earlier in the night, well, like before the match, Will Ospreay's getting ready to go out. He runs into Don Callis and because he's talking to Kyle Fletcher. Don Callis pops up and he's like, "Hey Kyle, we got somewhere to go. We got somewhere to fly to." And Don Callis is still pissed off they didn't win the tag titles. And so they leave and Takeshita, they made it look like Takeshita was gonna leave, and then Takeshita's like, "Nah, I'm not leaving." Which makes me think Don Callis called out the hit, so he's in Takeshita's sights now.
Oh yeah, you know Takeshita just didn't do that just to do it. I mean, of course he did not like Ospreay. Like, he's had a problem with Ospreay for a while now, but Don Callis was like, "Hey, go ahead and go do your thing. Go do your thing, big dog."
Yep. And we'll get to another Don Callis thing later, and if that happens, oh my God,
Lord have mercy.
God help us all. Everyone's gonna die.
Actually, you know what? Let's just talk about it right now. We're right here. Why not? Let's do it.
Okay, so I think it was Collision.
Yes, sir.
Lance Archer is beating the hell out of anybody he sees, anybody and everybody. He's like throwing them what is it, into the trailer.
Yeah.
Like beating him up and throwing him into the trailer. As he is beating this one guy up, Don Callis pops up. And he's like, "Hey, Archer, are you still under Jake Roberts?" And Lance Archer was like, "Hold on a minute." And then he throws the guy into the trailer and
It,
fucks him up. Literally kills that guy. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm under Jake." And he's like, interesting. And then he leaves. If he gets Lance Archer from Jake Roberts, and he's going to be part of the Don Callis family, it's going to give us more Lance Archer on TV. But good God, I I feel bad for everybody. They're all fucked.
oh yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for that to happen.
I'm gonna be hyped when that happens. Like Lance Archer is just gonna be wrecking everybody.
We
He's
fi-
gonna send him to New Japan to wreck somebody. He's gonna be everywhere.
we finally get more Lance Archer on our TV screens, as it should be.
Yeah, as he should be. Man, yeah. So I'm excited for that. Um, if that's the way it's gonna go. But overall, the Osprey Ricochet match, I know we didn't get much into like the details of the match. Fucking fantastic. It was a phenomenal match. If you get a chance to watch it, watch it. Um, it is for sure definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like one of the best matches of the night. Of actually this week. Easy.
Oh yeah, easily.
But yeah, any final thoughts, Lionel?
Um, boo to catch the boo to catch the. But realistically, I think it was smart that AEW didn't give us a winner right here.
Yeah.
Let this go on for a while. I'm going to assume, and I'm actually okay with this anyway. I don't care which one of them wins the international championship. I really don't, because they would all be great champions. But
Mhm.
if we're not putting the Continental Championship on Takeshita, which we still can, we still don't know what's gonna happen. If it's not gonna be the Continental, I'm very okay with Takeshita being the international. But either way, Takeshita should be a champion in AEW before the year 2025. And we only got a couple months, so it needs to happen soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'd much rather him be the Continental Champion and have that money match between him and Okada.
Yeah, I
That's the match right there.
I agree.
So we shall see.
We shall see.
All right. So next up, actually, this one is John Moxley in the BCC. They're talking about Bryan Danielson. Well, the match they're gonna have with Bryan Danielson and Wheeler Yuta. Um, I don't remember the particulars of this promo.
Honestly, you don't have to. It's fine. They were just kind of being creepy. It was mostly Moxley and everyone talking about Danielson and talking about how, like, I might be mixing up this promo with another one because he's gonna have another promo later. But he was talking about how, like, he didn't want to be Danielson, basically. I think that was this one where he didn't want to be Danielson, but it is him. Doesn't have a choice. And it was basically just hyping up the Wrestledream match for the main event.
And then I know at one point Marina Shafir was talking in Russian.
Yeah, she's just speaking in Russian now, which is low key kind of funny to me, but
So Masha Slamovich starts speaking English, and then Marina Shafir starts speaking Russian.
Yeah, they swapped it out.
Swapped.
But yeah, overall, it was just a really creepy segment because they keep on calling them the BCC. I guess for the sake of it, we will keep on calling them the Blackpool Combat Club until we get like a different name if we do. But they are just eerie now. Like, it's perfect for like Halloween and spooky season because they're just scary. Like they're like Claudio is a fucking master manipulator. Pac is just like 5'4", all muscle, just fucking demon. Moxley is speaking in tongues, and Marina is just like the heavy that I guess now doesn't speak English, which makes her, I guess, more scary. I guess maybe, I don't know, but it's just they're creepy.
Well, have you heard people speaking Russian before?
I have.
That's a hard language, man.
They just sound like aggressive all the time or angry. Like it's a very outside looking in. I know it's not always like this, but definitely outside looking in, it's definitely like it seems like an aggressive language, which it is what it is. I'm pretty sure they make "I love you" sound harsh. So
Well, like that's why it is perfect that she switched it up.
yeah,
It fits.
it does. They're still all creepy.
Oh yeah, no. They're totally creepy. Like they're they're 100% like, a bunch of psychopaths about to kill somebody. So, yeah, this is gonna I'm interested to see what turn this takes after Wrestledream. So we shall see.
Sure, we will talk about them later when we get to the main event.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are some questions that you and me might need to have to answer and investigate on what's going on, but we'll talk about that after.
Okay. Well, let's get there. So after this, well, I don't know if there were. I think this was out like the beginning of the show.
Oh yeah, no, bro, we have this out of order. I don't know what we did, but we can just go as we go.
Yeah, we're just gonna go in. Okay, so we had the MVP. Oh, actually, so first it was Mercedes Moné, of course. Her and Camille talking to Renee. As she's talking with Monet, MVP shows up, and the main thing Mercedes Moné was talking about was that hey, she's happy to be here on like one of the years of the 5th anniversary of Dynamite, and she got the guys in the truck to put together a video commemorating it, and it's basically all highlights of herself.
She called it well, it was like Dynamite's the best moments of Dynamite. I think that's what she called it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so after that, MVP shows up and he's like, "Hey, here's my card. If they need some manager services." So never know. We might see Mercedes, Camille, all them with MVP, which will be interesting.
I know we're about to talk about MVP a little bit more later, but can we talk about how this motherfucker came in here and immediately started hustling? Like first thing he does is gives his card to Nana, be like, "Hey, Swerve's with us. You make sure you give him my card. We're good." Then he just walks in the screen while Mercedes is doing her thing. It was like, "Hey, you need someone. Here's my card. You let me know." He is working.
Yeah, the boy is working, man. He's probably going to beat up Stokely for a private party soon. So he's like, "Hey, private party, here's my card."
God.
But yeah, so any final thoughts about this?
No, I don't have anything else.
Okay. So next up we had Juice and Hangman.
Let's go.
I'm gonna be honest. Next to Osprey, if Osprey match didn't happen, this is probably my match of the night.
This was a really good one.
It was a really good one. These guys, they I don't think people expected it, but hey, yeah, Juice Robinson can wrestle. He's not CJ Parker anymore. He can wrestle now.
Mm-hmm.
Him
People
and Hangman went at it, man.
people might not know, but Hangman and Juice, they have history. Like they
Yeah,
have history from New Japan. That is the thing.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, and man, yeah, it was. This was a fun match, man. There was a lot of back and forth between both of these guys. Um, Ultimately, in the end, Hangman cheated and hit the buckshot lariat and took out Juice Robinson and got the pin. But the one thing that did happen tonight,
Oh yeah.
we had a return.
Yes, we did.
I was excited. He even had his old theme music too.
Ah,
So Hangman started after the match going off and trying to actually, he hung Juice Robinson over the rope. And as he was doing that, you hear the switchblade sound, and Switchblade Jade White came back. And man, boy looks good. He came back and you know beat up Hangman. Hangman ran outside, checked on Juice Robinson real quick, and then was like, "No, I'm not done." And then he ran after Hangman, started beating him up some more, and then speared him through a table.
mm-hmm.
So the return of Switchblade Jay White, thank God. Miss Jay White on the TV. Um, I hope now this means he's going to be doing more singles match work.
Did you get to see the post match Dynamite comments?
No, I didn't.
So it was two. Like it was like a 2-minute video, right? But it was really just Jay White talking. If we're gonna be completely honest, and Jay White is not only back physically, he was in rare form in that promo, bro.
Oh, he was?
Yes. Basically, he was saying like, Hangman, you've gone crazy. You're leaving flames in your wake, and that would be fine if you didn't get in my way. Now I have to deal with you. And you are going to be a stepping stone to what is my destiny, which was the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Ooh.
And there was a fire in Jay that I have not seen since New Japan, bro. Jay White, the Switchblade, is back.
Yeah. So we getting all Switchblade now. We getting the Switchblade.
This is gonna be so good. I don't know when they're gonna be wrestling, but they have a thing now. And like Jay said, he wouldn't have cared. Like this wouldn't have mattered if he didn't stick his nose in Bullet Club Gold and his business.
Yeah, no, he fucked with his guys, man. Like, it's one thing you don't do. You don't fuck with his people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's going to come after you and he's going to fucking hunt you down
Mm-hmm.
until he takes you out.
Really quick though, bro. We
Yeah.
gotta talk about Hangman.
The best fucking character on TV.
Bro, yeah. Hangman has absolutely lost it.
Yeah.
Because he is still obsessed with people in his way, quote unquote, from Swerve.
Yes.
Swerve hasn't been on TV in like 2 weeks.
Swerve's not even there.
But every time Hangman's on screen, he references Swerve in some way. And now, look, he might have been able to beat Juice. He had to cheat to do it, like you said. But if he's not fully focused on Jay White, Jay White's gonna force him to be focused on him, and I feel bad for Hangman.
Yeah. No, like, no, man. If he ain't focused on Jay White, he's fucked.
Yeah,
He's gonna be screwed.
he has to find a way to get out of this because right now he is Hangman is he's just far gone right now, bro.
Yeah, it's lunatic mustache Hangman.
You would think he would have felt a little bit better after beating Swerve, but he's gone off the deep end even further. Like Hangman doesn't cheat to win matches. He is now.
Yeah, he is now.
You know the only person that's gonna be able to snap him out of this, right?
Swerve.
Yeah. Is gonna
Swerve's gonna have to beat him.
and we don't know when he's coming back. Quote, Wrestledream probably. But
Holy Wrestledream.
yeah, but they're gonna be doing their own thing for a while because look, Hangman ain't gonna be able to get rid of Jay White in a week. That's not gonna be no week thing.
Uh-uh.
And right and
fucked with all the Bullet Club.
So. Exactly. And right now, once Swerve comes back, he has to deal with whatever MVP has going on for him.
Mm-hmm.
He'll have to deal with that. So they're on their separate paths right now. At some point, they will have to coincide again. They're gonna collide again.
Yeah.
But the question is, how far gone will Hangman be at that point? It could be anytime, 6 months from now, a year from now. We don't know when, but they're gonna have to collide again.
Yep. I'll be interested to see because, like, the Hangman's literally the best character on TV.
Yeah.
Like his descent to madness has just like, you can see all the stages. You can like pinpoint every stage, which is actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, everything. Like there was a actually this is actually a good time to call this out. There was a YouTube channel. I think it's called Drop Mick Wrestling, DMW. Mm-hmm. They do full stories of wrestling, right? They have a 2.5 hour video about the full at this time the full Swerve and Hangman story. And I ended up watching that while I was playing some game, I forget. I think Gundam versus not versus Gundam Breaker. While I was playing that, I was watching this video, and you can hear the crowd turning. You can hear like them kind of going against Hangman.
Yeah.
And it really happened after the Continental Classic because they were still booing Swerve, which I didn't even remember this. They were still booing Swerve before the Continental Classic. It took after that. Once he went through there and once he did his thing, that's when people started cheering him in the new year, this year. So Hangman definitely could have came back and been fine, but because everyone started loving Swerve at the beginning of the year, and I guess in Seattle when they did in Wrestledream last year, but
yeah,
there was a clear descent, like you're saying, for Hangman. Like mm-hmm. it just kind of spiraled, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just Hangman probably has like a lot to answer for now too, because it ain't just Jay White. He did beat Jeff Jarrett now, so that's probably done for sure, right? Mm-hmm. Technically he still hasn't answered to Dark Order yet either, which probably not going to. But there's a lot of people that Hangman has, I guess, for lack of a better term, burned since this whole Swerve thing happened. So we'll see where Hangman goes, but he is easily the most interesting character on TV. He is easily like the best character on TV. And Hangman still is in 2 of the top 3 stories that AEW has ever done, which is wild.
Yep. Yeah.
All respect, Hangman. I want you to not be insane. Hopefully that happens, but I do enjoy seeing what I've been seeing of you.
Yeah. No, same here. Like, yeah, Hangman is definitely one of my favorites.
You got anything else on this one?
No, that's it. I'm happy Jay White is back. And yeah, like I can't wait to see him and Hangman go at it. So, all right. So next up, we had Private Party.
Let's go.
Versus my favorite team,
Let's go.
the
Yes.
Iron Savages. Oh my god, man! Look, Private Party's got a new theme song. That shit's dope, by the way.
It's so good.
So damn good. They got a new theme song. They're acting serious now. They're doing a lot of, a lot of stuff. Looks like they're gonna get that. They're finally getting that rocket. um. So this match super quick. They hit the gin and juice. Pin. I don't remember who the Iron Savages is. Which one of the two? I think it was Bear Bronson.
I don't know which one. I'm trying.
Oh,
Oh
it's
yeah,
Bear Bronson.
it
That's
was
the other one.
Boulder. No.
Well,
You're right. It was Bronson. It was Bronson.
yeah, Bear Bronson. So they did the gin and juice to Bear Bronson. Like the match was like 2 minutes. They did that, and then Isaiah Cassidy cuts a quick promo saying, "Hey, we're feeling a little froggy tonight. Uh, and since we're feeling good, Young Bucks, get out here. Let's fight now for your titles." And believe it or not, the Young Bucks answered.
Man, did they?
They so immediately after they called them out, the Bucks were there already. Like, you know, the thing came out, then they were just sitting there, and they're like, "Hey, so you guys want us to defend our titles right now tonight?" And they were talking as they were walking towards the ring, and they were like, "You know what? No, we're not going to burn up one of our days. Going against you for the tag titles here. Definitely not here, right?" After that, Jack Perry came to the ring and started beating up both of them. Well, they started beating. He started beating up Private Party. Bucks came in, started helping Jack Perry beat up Private Party. Katsuyori Shibata comes out to help Private Party, and then after they run off, Christopher Daniels makes the match for Rampage. The Bucks and Jack Perry versus Private Party and Katsuyori Shibata.
Ooh.
And I'm just gonna spoiler alert. It was probably the best match of the night of that of that episode.
That match was
Probably was
so.
the best match of the episode.
That match was
Easy.
so good.
It was so damn good. Um, but yeah. Any thoughts on this?
The only thought that I'm gonna say is hashtag and new. I'm ready for Private Party to win those tag team titles. That's it.
Yeah, they gotta win it. They have to win it once. But you know what? The funny thing is, I remember what was it? About 3 or 4 episodes ago, we were talking about Private Party in general, and I remember the thing I said. I was like, Private Party is the only tag team in AEW that can lose and be fine, right?
Yeah.
But they can also be built up to win and be a threat. If you need them to do a tag team title picture, boom, give them some wins, they're instantly in the tag title picture. They're, they're credible no matter what they do. They have an interesting position. They're like one of the few teams that they can take a loss and nothing happens to them. And this is just further proving that point. They're now like, they did the thing with Moxley. They're now like, I don't know, maybe he gave him some of that evil mojo and gave him some confidence, and now they're in the picture immediately. And they're credible. You're not looking at them like, I don't know. No, they're immediately credible.
I mean, it also helps that I guess we'll just talk about Private Party right now at this point. I'm not gonna go fully into everything for Rampage and Collision, but
Mhm.
the match that you talked about was Shibata and Private Party versus the Bucks and Jack Perry. Private Party got the win. It was I think it was Quinn that pinned Matt. So that was the second time in 5 years that they pinned the Young Bucks. I know that this was a 3-way or a triple, or not triple threat, a 6-man tag, but second time that they pinned them.
Yeah, and he pinned them the exact same way as they did in the tag tournament.
Yep.
It was the exact same people, exact same combination.
Mm-hmm. And then on Collision, we had a what was it? It was a 3-way tag match between Private Party, the House of Black, and Top Flight. And the winner of that was going to go on to wrestle the Young Bucks at Wrestledream this coming up Saturday.
Yeah.
And without spoiling it, the match was pretty good. But without spoiling it, after Action Andretti did some like dumb shit, like idiot.
Again.
He fucking threw water at Buddy like a lunatic.
Just, why is he throwing water at people?
I don't know.
Stop.
I don't know what he's doing. Like he is in like a beige rage, bro. I don't know what is happening, but he is losing it. He caused the distraction, and Private Party ends up pinning Top Flight. And now they officially have the opportunity to wrestle the Young Bucks for the World Tag Team Championships at Wrestledream on Saturday.
Oh yeah. Like, it's time.
I love Private Party. They're one of my favorite tag teams. I enjoy watching them so much. They're young. They're really good at wrestling. They've had injury struggles. They've had a lot of like really weird setbacks. Like they were stuck with the Hardys for a while, but they can be tag team champions.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, that's not even a question. Like what I was talking about before. Like, you could set them up easy to be tag team champions, no matter what. Like, they can be tag team champs. Like, and be credible. Like, there's nothing like not credible, about them. The only thing is they got in that weird rut where they had, one while one of them was injured, the other one was stuck with Matt Hardy.
Yeah, Quinn was injured and Zay was stuck with the Hardys.
Yeah. So he had to ride that out until Quinn came back. And then as soon as Quinn came back, he like separated himself as far from the Hardys as he could.
Mm-hmm. That's when they started getting into the feuds with they got into that feud with Top Flight. That was really fun to watch. They've been on Rampage getting wins and losses every once in a while. That's when you actually started talking about where like you already mentioned it, where they can lose and they're fine, but they win, they can easily be bumped up. Yeah. Like that's kind of I think they've always kind of had that, but that really started pretty recently once Quinn came back and once they were actually doing tag team stuff more often.
Yeah, they're like it's actually one of the best positions to be in if you're like a wrestler or in any type of tag team or just anything, right? Like, hey, I can lose, nothing happens to me. I can win, I can go wherever I want, right? Like,
yeah,
it's literally the best position to be in. Like, losing is like literally losing does nothing to me, like type deal, and that's literally them. Like, losing does nothing to them.
But I'm gonna be cheering my ass off for them for Wrestledream.
Oh yeah,
I want them to win those tag titles real bad. That would be great if they could. That's gonna be what I'm hoping for. Hoping they win.
Yep, that will be good. We'll see. It might not be a Wrestledream, maybe sometime later, but we'll see.
Yeah. Do you have anything else for? Actually, we went through all the Private Party segments at this point. You have anything for any of the segments at all for Private Party?
No, I'm just glad they're getting put back in the forefront, and it's looking like they're finally getting that. Oh, they're actually in the position where they should be, which is in that main event picture. Main event tag team picture, like as one of the main tag teams. They're getting rebuilt back up. They got the new theme song, they got the new look, they're coming out more serious after the Moxley thing. There was like there was an effect to the action that happened a week ago when Zay got his hand broken, by Moxley.
Yeah.
They came out more aggressive. They're like, wait a minute, you know what? He's right. No, fuck this. Let's take this shit more seriously, which is what they're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I like where it's going.
All right. You know what we got to talk about next.
All right. What, are we on Rampage already?
No. We're kind of going through everything. We're kind of hitting everything at the same time. But there's another segment that's on the screen right now that we got to talk about.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm a fool. I was scrolled all the way down. I was
Oh
like, we're on Rampage already? What the hell is this?
no! See, I have everything up, so I'm just kind of. I have not everything. I have the video up, so I've been staring at this motherfucker's been staring at me for like the last 10 minutes.
Okay, so biggest pop of the night happened here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta see what theme music comes out to. But biggest pop of the night came. So MVP, he is talking with Renee, and he's about to introduce us to his new business partner. And as he's about to do that, Prince Nana shows up, and Nana's not happy. He's like, yo, I can still wrestle. Hell, I'll lace up these boots right now, and we could go out to the ring and go. I'm like, yeah, get it, Nana. He's like, I ain't no joke. I can go. I can still go. One night only, I'll whoop your ass. And MVP is like, you know what? That sounds like a complaint. So all complaints go to my associate that handles complaints. And Nana's like, oh, well, who's that? You're alone right now. He's like, but this guy right here, he's the one that handles complaints. And when they zoom the picture over, who else than Shelton Benjamin?
Let's go.
Let's go. And the place, like, you could hear the people going crazy the second they showed Shelton Benjamin. It just goes to show you how popular Shelton Benjamin is.
Gold standard for a reason, bro.
Yeah. And man, I cannot fucking wait to see him do his thing in an AEW ring. He's probably going to go everywhere too. AEW, New Japan, all that stuff. Kind of like Ricochet is doing right now, right?
Yeah, Ricochet was just in Japan last night.
Yeah, he was in GLEAT going against Vikingo.
By the way, that show is free on YouTube, so you can go watch it whenever you want.
Ooh.
Yep. Just as a heads up.
I'm going to have to watch that. But anyways, man, it is good to see Shelton Benjamin in AEW. Or just see Shelton Benjamin, period, man. Like, shit, we haven't seen him in like, what, 2 or 3 years? And he was even employed in a place and we still haven't seen him.
No. He did like a couple like little indie dates here and there. There was one match. I think it was in Evolve. I think he wrestled Kevin Knight. And I haven't wanted to fly to an indie show outside of this state so bad than to see that, but I couldn't because it was on a Thursday. I wanted to go, but I couldn't.
Man.
But Shelton did a couple matches here and there before showing up here. And let me tell you, that man has not lost a single step.
Nope. Shit, he's well rested.
Yeah, he's good.
So it's good to see him. And like I said a week ago, I said it's going to be steps. Step one is Shelton, The first one to probably show up is Shelton Benjamin. We saw Shelton Benjamin. The next one, who we pretty much everybody's saying is confirmed, is signed. Like by everyone, I'm saying, uh, Fightful and SRS and stuff like that, who works at Fightful.
Mm-hmm.
Lashley is next. That Hurt Syndicate is about to be running shit in AEW.
If he shows up, it's got to be Wrestledream most likely.
Wrestledream or like a little bit after, I don't know, but oh man, that's gonna be crazy.
Man, let me tell you. While during Dynamite, I was making my dinner. I was making some chicken breasts. Chilling, right?
Yeah.
MVP comes on the screen for this segment. I'm there. I'm sautéing my chicken breast. I'm doing what I got to do, right? Make sure my dinner is delicious.
Yeah, of course.
MVP's talking, Nana's talking. I hear the pop. I turn around with the chicken breast in my hand, in the skillet still. I turn around. I see Shelton's face. This face right here, when he did that. Oh, it's blurry. That right there. This.
Yeah.
I fell to my knees. I was like, "Oh, Shelton, let's go!" I almost destroyed my dinner.
You almost had to make another.
I almost had to rethaw another chicken breast. I wouldn't have been able to eat till 1:30 at night because of him. But it is so great to see Shelton here. And he's what was the title? It was like assistant manager complaint. Like I forget exactly what the title was that he said.
Director of complaints or something like that.
And let me tell you, I have no complaints. I'm cool. I if I have to deal with Shelton, I'm good. I have no complaints.
And then he took Nana's coffee and drank it. He took the cup.
Said it was pretty good.
Hey,
but it's Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin gonna take your coffee?
Yeah, you ain't gonna do. Nana's like, oh well, shit. I'm mad, but I can't take that shit back.
Nana said he was gonna wrestle MVP. He said nothing about Shelton.
He didn't say nothing about Shelton Benjamin.
But this is proof that black people can be stars too, and they deserve to be in very big spots. Shelton got literally the biggest pop of the night on AEW's 5th anniversary. That had a match with Danielson Okada. That had a match with Ospreay and Ricochet. But that was in Pittsburgh when Britt Baker was wrestling. Biggest pop was Shelton Benjamin, black man.
Yep.
All right, Mr. I see no color.
Oh.
I see no color. I only see talent. Bitch ass.
So yeah, no. Nah, fuck that. So the only thing the only talent. So you don't see color and you only see talent. So from your booking, and we're gonna only take it at face value, okay?
Yeah, face value. Well, that's all we can do.
Value. So from your booking, since you only see talent and you don't see color, right? From your booking, and we're looking at it at face value, only white talent is good enough to be on a pay-per-view.
White and Samoan.
Right? That's it. That's the only talent that's allowed to be on pay-per-view.
They're the only ones that are talented. Like there's no other wrestlers in there that are talented enough to be on pay-per-views.
Okay.
Just white and Samoan.
We just take it at face value. We're just taking it at face value.
Look, his comment was, I don't see color, I see talent, which by default, if you really want to think about it, face value, that means he don't think that nobody black is talented in his company. Not one person. They had You know, we had Bianca was there, Jada was there.
Mm-hmm.
They were hosting. Bianca Belair hosted a pay per view. They're the tag team champions, by the way.
The
Again,
women's tag champs again.
yeah, they couldn't get on the card.
In
Uh,
Atlanta.
in Atlanta, Naomi was there. Naomi couldn't get on the card.
Yeah, she was too busy wrestling on Speed.
Yeah. You got a Carmelo Hayes, very talented brother, really good at what he does. Main evented several NXT pay per views in arenas also, by the way, because NXT be doing their shit in arenas.
Yep.
Couldn't get on the card. Cool. We see y'all for what y'all are, WWE. Y'all let talented people like MVP, like Shelton Benjamin, go. For what? That's it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I just, if we're gonna, without going completely into it, if we're gonna take what you say at face value, then we there's only specific people that you see as talented. Then
Yeah.
that's it. Like point blank. So okay, you saying that did more damage than it did anything else? Oh, well, eat shit.
Well, fucking a racist is gonna be a racist, bro. That's just how that is. I'll be the one to say it. You don't have to. I'll take that. A racist is gonna be a racist. They're gonna do that no matter what. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm just the main thing I'm gonna say is, like what you said was like what Triple H said was a cop out. Was a cop out.
Yeah.
Just like a total cop out. Like, how can I get out of this as fast as possible? We can move to the next question.
Just
How
like
can I get out?
just like when he was asked about the lawsuit, said I didn't read the lawsuit. Cop out.
Yeah.
But
So
that's it.
that's it. Yeah.
We can move on to the Dynamite main event.
Yes. And goddamn, that was a main event.
Whew.
We had Bryan Danielson, the AEW World Champion, versus the AEW Continental Champion, Okada. And one of the stipulations of this match is the first 20 minutes, both the AEW World Championship and the AEW Continental Championship are both on the line. And so in the first 20 minutes, Okada he had to play defense. He couldn't go all out because if he did and messed up, he would have lost his Continental Championship.
Mm-hmm. Because they stuck with the rules of the Continental Championship, right? 20 minutes,
Yep.
20-minute time limit, can't do nothing else. So after that, Okada can do whatever he wants.
After that, yeah, it's pretty much world title rules. Man, all those that keep trying to say Okada don't got it, he still got it.
Of course he
he
does.
ain't he ain't lost it. He just turns it on when he needs to.
That was just dumb people on the internet who actively don't even watch AEW who are complaining and upset that he didn't go to the company that they wanted him to go to. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. They So yeah, people that don't even watch the show, like actually, as a side thing, right? People were complaining and talking about the Outrunners winning matches now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that actually. We're gonna get there.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I'll save it for then.
Mm-hmm.
This match, Danielson and Okada. What I say, man, that shit was fantastic. Like they went back and there was a lot of hear me say it over back and forth. Like they went at each other, man. Like they weren't taking no big breaks. Nah. Like at this point, this part we're seeing right now, Okada tombstones him on a chair.
Just laughing
He's
about it.
laughing about it. Bryan Danielson got a stinger now. If anybody had a stinger before, that shit sucks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there it is again. Ugh.
Yeah. And man, not only that, yeah, he followed that up with a DDT off the apron. Man,
I mean, Okada's smart, right? Like
yeah,
Danielson himself said that he needs to get neck surgery, right?
yep.
So if you're trying to win a world championship, you're gonna break that neck.
Oh yeah, you're gonna do as much damage as you can to it. Especially softening them up for the weekend if you don't.
Exactly.
And man, like this whole time, like the first 20 minutes was Okada taking his time, trying to make it to where trying to ride out the time so, his championship wasn't on the line.
Yep.
There was a certain point, like close to that end of that timeline, I think it was like 30 seconds left. Danielson turned it up and started beating the shit out of Okada. And he gets him in a situation where he's about to pin him, but Okada rolls out the ring for the last 10 seconds of it. And then it turned into the world title. And then so after that, Okada started turning it up. And as Okada is turning it up, and looking like he's gonna get close to winning the match, the BCC show up. They start popping her out in areas around the arena.
Creepy.
Okada gets distracted while this is happening. Danielson rolls up Okada and gets the win. Mind you, Danielson didn't hit no finish, no nothing. He just rolled him up. Surprise roll up.
Yeah.
Got the win.
I mean, his old nickname was Mr. Small Package. I mean,
Yep.
he didn't do a small package there, but he got the roll up.
He got the roll up. And Okada, being pissed off at the end of it, hits him with the Rainmaker. Fucking lays him out and then leaves. Which leaves the so after Okada leaves and he's pissed at the BCC, which I don't know, something might happen there. Could see Elite versus BCC later on. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
That's when all of the BCC started going to the ring. They were about to. I think this is about where they were about to get a piece of Danielson, and Wheeler Yuta runs into the ring with a hammer and like chases everybody off. Pretty much after this, Wheeler Yuta states, "Hey, he's with Danielson. He's gonna be with Danielson. So anybody that wants a piece of Danielson, they have to get through him first." So for next, and this is when they put up a thing, like immediately after this, match is set up for next week for Danielson and Wheeler Yuta versus Claudio and Pac on next week's Dynamite.
Title Tuesday.
Yep. And I don't know, man. I fear for Danielson. I
But
fear for his safety.
before we talk about that, we got to talk about what Moxley said in the ring.
Yep.
So after the match, Claudio and Pac are holding up Danielson. Danielson's kind of out of it until he realizes who it is. He's trying to struggle. He can't get out. Moxley comes in and basically, without going word for word, he was saying that this is not about him. It's bigger than Moxley. And if it was just about me, he would have put Danielson out of his misery years ago.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Moxley is doing this for somebody.
Mm-hmm. There's a puppet master somewhere.
Which is, again, it's not Moxley's style either. Like, Moxley has been extra weird since coming back, for sure.
Yeah.
But this is something else. Like, Moxley's working. Like, I'm going to say with. I'm not going to say for right now. But Moxley's working with somebody. And this is their plan. But we don't know who that person is.
We don't know yet. We'll find out.
I'm not saying his name. I don't care. It can't be him. Can't be him.
I didn't even say that.
I've seen the pictures. Mercedes, after talking about Vince and how happy she was with Vince and completely ignoring all the allegations, was talking about this person too. I'm not gonna say his name.
Here comes the money.
Nope. Y'all better not bring a fucking McMahon into this shit, bro. Do not. I don't care which McMahon it is. Do not bring a fucking McMahon in this shit, bro. Let it be someone else. Like, I don't know who could be the one working with Moxley. It better not be that motherfucker. I'm gonna say that right now.
I doubt it's Shane McMahon, dude. Like, I don't think so. Not at all.
Better not be. The question is though, who would it be? Like, who is forcing Moxley to do this? That's the $1 million question right now.
The mastermind is Hiroshi Tanahashi. There we go.
Oh God, that's why he's coming out with his New Japan music.
See, it fits.
The ace of the universe, the ultimate babyface, is turning heel in AEW. He became a president. He lost his mind.
He paid Moxley to do it so he could take the championship to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, but I don't know who it could be. Like, it's interesting because you don't see Moxley as the person that needs to be doing things for other people. He's never been that.
No.
Like, even with him and Darby, like he's asked Darby to give him the title shot. Like, he's just give it to me. You'll understand later. It's really weird for Moxley. So I'm very curious to see who is going to be. I'm guessing we're going to find out Wrestledream most likely during the main event.
Or they might drag it out for a little bit. We might not find out for a while.
Oh God. I know.
Shit, it's Scott Moore, man. That's who it is.
I actually wouldn't mind that. That'd actually be dope. It has to be like an exec though, right? Like, it's not another wrestler, because another wrestler wouldn't be able to make Jon Moxley do this. It has to be
stronger than him.
Who would that be though?
I have no idea.
Like, what kind of, like, if it's not Bobby Lashley, like, I don't know who it could be.
Who's the psychopath who'll take on Moxley? I have no idea.
But it is interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
But that's Dynamite. Do you have any thoughts on Dynamite before we speed run the rest of the stuff that we didn't talk about from Rampage and Collision?
Dynamite was excellent. I enjoyed it a lot. Minus the bad at the beginning, but not the beginning of the show, but what we talked about in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, yeah, I think Dynamite was a great show.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed this episode of Dynamite. We talked about the stuff that we didn't like at the front of the show. That stuff was whatever, but the rest of the show was great. AEW, it feels like AEW has like a lot of momentum right now, and that actually kind of carried over into the other shows too, which is really nice to see. Because we already talked about the Bucks being on Rampage. We've already talked about like some moves that are being made. We'll talk about some more as we go. Like I said, I'll speed run through the rest of this, but AEW is setting itself up very well to do some major things before we get into the Continental Classic and before we get to the end of the year.
Yeah, and it seems like they're gonna step on the gas even more after Wrestledream. So I can't wait to see it.
Mm-hmm. All right, speed run time. So I'm just gonna go through the list for the stuff that we have not touched on at all yet. I'm gonna try to combine as much stuff as I can, also, because some of this stuff did kind of go between Rampage and Collision.
Okay.
We will start with everything that happened with Mercedes, Camille, and surprisingly enough, Chris Statlander.
Mm-hmm.
First off, Chris Statlander isn't with Stokely anymore. It seems like that kind of came out of nowhere, but I mean that's cool. I guess it's fine. But Chris did have a promo saying that she was gonna stand by herself and she was gonna do her own thing. She's been with groups and stuff like that. Wants to do her own thing. Camille and Mercedes show up on screen, and Camille gets into Chris's face. It's like, I have a match, and pushed her off. The match was against local talent Zoe Lynn, who we will be talking about again because she also wrestles Chris on Collision.
No.
Yeah. Camille beat the well, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna combine both matches because they're basically the same. Camille and Chris beat the shit out of this woman. Camille did it very quickly. Camille did it in like 2 moves. Knocked her out on Rampage. On Collision, the girl, look, all power to her. She came back. She was ready to wrestle again. Chris Statlander beat her in 3 moves. But at least she was able to hit Chris Statlander a couple times. Couldn't do that to Camille. Yeah, they both beat her up as a, I guess, challenge to them. So at some point, we're going to be getting Mercedes. We're going to get Mercedes too, but initially it's going to be Camille versus Chris, which eventually is going to turn into Mercedes versus Chris Statlander for the TBS championship.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Any thoughts on all that before we move on?
Yeah. I watched the match on Collision. Yeah, just like not on Collision, on Rampage, but it was like the second the bell rang, she just speared her. It was just Zoe Lynn had no chance times 2. You fought 2 of the strongest women in AEW back to back.
Look, all power to her. She came out there, she flexed both times. At least she tried to jump Chris. Like, so she got at least a couple hits on Chris Statlander. But realistically, it was nothing. Wasn't great. For her at least.
Yeah. For her it wasn't great. She got murdered.
After the match on Collision, Camille and Chris Statlander, they kind of got in the ring like face to face. Chris Statlander actually got the upper hand on that one, but she did take that big boot though.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't really great for Chris. But I'm actually really excited for that match. I hope it happens sooner rather than later. I'm hoping, if it's not on the main card of Wrestledream, I would love to see them on the pre-show. I just want to see them wrestle, see what happens.
I think it'll be a good match.
It'll be so good. It'd be so good. Plus, we get to see Camille actually like wrestle because everything that she's done so far has been like under like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that. She hasn't been wrestling for that long in AEW.
Yeah, she's well, she'll get run through all the paces with Chris Statlander. Let's just say that.
That'll be the test. We'll see what happens. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Really quick, there was I guess it was backstage promo with Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie on Rampage, where for whatever reason, Deonna Purrazzo is now a mob boss, and Deonna is talking about respect and talking about doing things for the family. And Taya agrees that even though there was a misstep, that Taya and Deonna still trust each other. And we will see what happens with them next. They didn't really tease who they were going after, but they just kind of were being mob bosses together.
They're going to show up somewhere.
Any thoughts on that?
No, I think it's cool. Like, actually, I think the cool thing is the way they're giving Deonna Purrazzo more time and building more of her character than just, because like before they kind of just threw her in there, and now they're building her up a lot more. Like, they're taking more time to build her up a lot more. So I think that's great.
It's really dope to see. Deonna is definitely like a really important piece of the women's division. I'm happy she gets her own stable. I'm ready to see who goes with her next. I'm ready to see what they do next. But it'll probably be like after Wrestledream. We got a little bit of time.
Yeah, because I could see that stable being like three to four people.
Yeah.
Because she just can't be like beating up Taya Valkyrie all the time.
No, that wouldn't be great.
No.
Next up is the Rampage main event, which was Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly versus Big Bill and Brian Keith with Chris Jericho on commentary.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to talk about the match too much. It was just Learning Tree versus Conglomeration. The Conglomeration took the win. And yeah, that's really it. I don't really remember anything super crazy happen after.
Yeah.
But that's it. I don't think anything crazy happened after. You have any thoughts on the Rampage main event?
No.
Sick. We're gonna move on to Collision. We'll talk a little bit about Darby too. On Dynamite, Darby had like a little promo where he gave an open challenge to anyone in the locker room to quote unquote make a name for yourself off of me. I have thoughts on that. We'll probably save those for a little bit later. To be completely honest. So that match is gonna be set up for Wrestledream. During the time of Dynamite and during his match on Collision, he didn't know who was gonna be his open challenge for Wrestledream. But he did wrestle Johnny TV on Collision. And Johnny TV beat the shit out of Darby. Like, I know.
At this point, he doesn't beat the shit out of Darby.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone does. But you don't expect Johnny TV to be doing the shit that he was doing to Darby, to be honest, at this point.
That was... Have you seen Johnny TV and Lucha Underground?
No, I never actually got to watch... I never really got to watch too much Lucha Underground.
Dude, like, when you get a chance, watch Lucha Underground. Johnny TV and Lucha Underground was vicious, man. Like, he wrestled completely different. Like, he was brutal. Like, yeah, he so, like similar to where how he was on Collision.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I need to at least see some matches of him. I will.
Yeah.
Darby did end up winning the match, like, to the surprise of no one. Darby gets beat up very badly for like 10-15 minutes, then he wins the match. He takes the mic and he's like, I don't want to wait to see who I'm wrestling at Wrestledream. If you want a piece of me, if you want to make a name for yourself off of me, which again, I don't agree with, but whatever. Come out here. And then nobody comes out. He's like, oh yeah, you're all cowards. That's what I thought. Everyone's back there just sitting, waiting for a check. So he gets out of the ring. He walks basically to the ramp. And before he can leave, big bad Brody King shows up and basically tosses him down the ramp. Then yokes him up by the ring and says, I accept. And yeah, so we're gonna get Darby versus Brody at Wrestledream.
Oh my god! Like what is it with these tiny people pissing off Brody King, man?
I don't know. It's very stupid. Darby had another promo like during Collision saying that like he was actually excited that it was Brody because he's never actually pinned Brody. He's excited to pin him. But realistically, nothing else. Like, whatever. Do you have any thoughts on anything Darby from this week?
Well, it looks like Darby's gonna die before he gets to Mount Everest.
Look, first off, Jay White saved him, right? Broke that ankle to make sure he couldn't climb up there. Now, Brody's gonna break his ribs, his legs, his arms, every bone in his arms and legs.
Yeah,
probably his spine and everything. So he don't have to climb. It'll be all good.
Public execution again. Executioner is Brody King. Oh my god.
They're just trying to save Darby from himself at this point.
No, I think Brody King just likes hurting people.
That is also very true. One thing that clocked too is that Brody didn't have like any of his like House of Black stuff on. He's had like normal wear on, like normal shirt, normal pants, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I thought that was interesting.
He was just chilling, and then Darby Allin was talking shit, and he's like, "Oh, you calling me a bitch?
Yoked him up.
He probably beat up all the people in the locker room just to get there so he could beat up Darby Allin.
That's probably hilarious. That's probably what did happen too. Hilarious. I mean, we already had Lance Archer beating up people that we talked about earlier on Collision.
Yeah.
Ugh. Next up, we're gonna talk about these segments back to back. I know you have some comments on these ones too, so I'm gonna kick it off to you as soon as I'm done with this. I'm gonna knock this out real quick. Outrunners had a vignette where they're with FTR. Where now we officially have FT runners, and
It's so good. It's so good.
basically the Outrunners were like testing FTR to make sure that they could do this. So they worked out together. They they dyed Dax's mustache. They went out to tan, but there was no sun. Eventually, they all ended up being together. It's all fine. We have FT runners. It's official. Right after that vignette, Outrunners come out and they have a match against the Grizzled Young Veterans. Nice back and forth match. I am still surprised. I think it's Turbo Floyd. I think who does all the body slams. Mm-hmm. He did like 13, 14 in a row, and that shit is not easy, bro.
No, no, it's not.
That was really dope to see. That's like the main thing I want to call out from the match. But the match was actually pretty good. And we have an upset. The Outrunners beat the Grizzled Young Veterans.
Yeah,
that's probably easily the upset of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And as you alluded to earlier today on this podcast, people were very upset that the Outrunners won a match. So I'm gonna kick it off to you. Do you have what are your thoughts on the Outrunners from this week?
Okay. You already know, just like the Iron Savages, I love the Outrunners. Right? The most 80s tag team in wrestling right now. But these people that are talking all that shit, right? They made it completely obvious they don't watch AEW or anything, right?
Yep.
They're like, oh, the Outrunners are just suddenly winning because they're popular. No. They've been losing for like 3 years.
And they built up this. This isn't even their first win on Collision. They won a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they won a couple weeks ago. Just because they strung a couple of wins together doesn't mean like, why do you care? Why is it a bad thing? It's not. They have literally been losing for 3 years up until this point.
Yeah.
And just recently they got over with the crowd and everybody else like that. They've been in AEW losing for 3 years. I guess the people that have never watched it don't know that. And they're exposing themselves saying that.
Mm-hmm.
And even, I think it was Truth Magnum pointed this out also to somebody's post. He's like, oh, they're just suddenly winning? He's like, no, we've been losing for 3 years, guys. We just started recently winning.
Yeah, they built this up. Like, they don't even win that much on Ring of Honor when they're on there.
Yeah.
Like, they did what every other tag team... Y'all think the Acclaimed they just came out of nowhere and they were winning matches all the time? No. There was a time where the Acclaimed were heels and they were losing all the time. That was a thing. But you people who didn't watch AEW, I bet you don't know that.
Yeah, and they also don't know that the Acclaimed grinded in AEW Dark.
Yes.
And the other one,
Elevation.
Dark Elevation. They were grinding on those two shows every week, wrestling everybody. And if it was another situation, just like the Swerve situation, right? Whenever TK needed them, they were there.
Yep. And I'm not even a fan of the Acclaimed, but that's what was happening. They were wrestling. They're wrestling every week, every single week.
They got their reps in, and just like the Outrunners, they naturally got over with the crowd.
I mean, to my detriment, though, I definitely still don't like them beating Swerve and Keith Lee, but we've talked about that. It's neither here nor there. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I'm just asking people stop being fucking weird about this. Like,
Yeah.
like these guys been working their ass off. They literally work on the basically the two different companies every week. They do AEW shows and they do the Ring of Honor shows. All like literally all at the same time. So they're literally doing like well, like what is it? 4 or 5 shows a week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Grinding. So yeah, no, get out of here with that. They deserve everything they're getting. And plus they're topping merchandise sales too. So they're like the top three. So come on, guys. Like, let's be real.
Also, this match was billed as an upset. Like, it was on commentary, it was billed as an upset because it is an upset.
Yeah, it's an upset.
And that is a surprise, guys. That happens in wrestling sometimes. The best people don't always win all the time. Like, that's not. If y'all watched anything other than WWE, you would understand that.
Oh, if you guys actually watch fucking sports, you'd understand that.
Yeah, there's upsets. There's winners and losers. That happens.
Yeah, like there's upsets all the time. The number one can lose to the number 60 seed or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it happens. So
It happens all the time. Yeah.
exactly. So all y'all complaining, shut up. Y'all go watch whatever you want to watch and stop hate watching. You'll live a lot better. You'll have a happier life if you stop watching things that you don't like and stop commenting on things that you don't know. That's it.
Yep.
Next up, we already talked about it, but I just want to give another shout out to Willow Nightingale and Trish Adora. Out of the two matches of the two number one contenders, quote unquote, for the AEW Women's World Championship, this one was the best one. They were so good. It was so good.
That's easy. That wasn't even no contest. And out of both of those matches, 3 out of the 4 people were good.
Yeah. If y'all don't know who was the fourth who wasn't good, just go rewind back to the beginning of the podcast. You'll hear her name. We talked about her a lot.
She who shall not be named.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and talking about grinding in Ring of Honor, Trish Adora.
Another grinder was Willow. Willow was also grinding on Dark and Elevation.
Yep.
Shocker. Like, come on. But that's all I want to talk about. I want to give them a shout out. That was easily the best women's match of the week for AEW. And Willow should be the next champion. But that's it.
She will. Like, it's inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Willow Nightingale is going to be world champ at some point. It is inevitable. There is no future, unless it's Bizarro Land, where Willow Nightingale is not the women's champion, the women's world champion.
Also, Mariah May was sitting at the side, and she looked impressed and scared all the time they cut back to her. When she was watching Britt, she was just kind of sitting there.
She was bored.
She's just bored. But that's all for that. That was a great match. Next, we have Wheeler Yuta going up against Beef.
Beef.
The boy Beef. I told you about him a couple weeks ago when he was on Rampage. I told you to look out for Beef. And Beef is currently having beef with his third cousin, Anthony Hendry, who came out with him. Very quick match. Wheeler Yuta won. But, you know, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Beef is also a grinder. We're at this point, we're just going to talk about this every single time. Beef is also a grinder. He will start winning matches probably in like the next year. He does really well in Ring of Honor. If you're not watching that, it's fun. But that's all. You have any thoughts on Beef?
Beef got tenderized, but yeah, no, Beef is good. He's good.
Next up, Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Premier Athletes. More grinders. Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly won the match. I'll talk much more about that. It is what it is. It was a fun little tag team match.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't expect much, you know. It was the 10-minute special.
Yeah. They went out there, did what they had to do. Premier Athletes are always going to be great. they lose a lot, but that's kind of their role.
Yeah, but don't be surprised that if at some point they start winning,
Probably
like
gonna, probably gonna happen sooner rather than later.
because like the people that are freaking out about the Outrunners winning, don't be surprised if at some point the premier athletes start winning.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen. They're grinding every week on again like 4 shows. So yeah,
Next up, we got we got to talk about the boy Captain Collision.
there's no collision without Captain Collision.
You damn right. We had a they're calling it a high flying 4-way between Hologram, Nick Wayne, Hollywood Action Andretti, and Commander.
Mm-hmm.
Main things I want to talk about in this match. Andretti was wearing all black. He came out with like sunglasses on, and he was cheating a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot, but he was cheating, which didn't matter because he still lost. He is literally the one who got pinned by Captain Collision. But that's it. We can't break down a hologram match. We're not here to break down anyway with this speed run time. Do you have any thoughts on the 4-way?
That flippy shit. Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna give it another shout out again, like I gave to Willow and Trish Adora. The main event of Collision was a 3-way tag team match. We talked about it earlier between Private Party, Top Flight, and House of Black. I'm not gonna go over it again, but Private Party again. We already gave them praise earlier. They looked fantastic in this match. They were on every show this week. They are doing their thing. I cannot wait for them to wrestle the Young Bucks next at Wrestledream.
Yeah. It's gonna be good, man. I can't wait to see it.
Do you have any final thoughts on not only Collision and Rampage, but on AEW as a whole this week?
Let's see. My thoughts on AEW as a whole is they're starting to they're revving that engine. They're starting to fire up a little bit more now. We had we had a few weeks where they're, recovering. I'll call those recovery weeks from All Out, All In because it literally ran 2 pay-per-views in a row.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to get back in it and like starting to run at full speed. They're getting there. And it's great. It's great to see. We had our criticisms throughout the whole show, that we've talked about. And I still think, like, just in general, AEW has plenty of room to grow. Like a ton of room to grow. Shit, the sky's the limit for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was great seeing Shelton Benjamin on TV. It was also great to see on the flip side, see Lance Archer possibly going to the Don Callis family. Tony Khan, if you're hearing this, make that shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get more Lance Archer. He needs to be everywhere, killing whoever, like every week. It doesn't matter. Just have him just show up and beat somebody. Like have him be the new muscle for the Don Callis family. But just keep him away from the learning tree. That's it.
Please. Please.
Yeah, man. Like, there's a lot of build up. I can't wait to see what happens with BCC and Danielson in the coming weeks. We're gonna see who MVP and Shelton Benjamin, who they're gonna go after. Who's gonna be first? Seems like it's gonna be Swerve, but you never know. And Private Party, they're showing out. Let's get more. Let's get more of it.
Hell yeah.
And Happy Jay White showed up and came back. Yeah, that's all I got, man.
I can echo all those. It definitely feels like AEW is heating up some different people now, which is really nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
I only disagree with one of them, which is Britt, but
Yeah, I
either
think we both disagree with that.
yeah, but either way, AEW is getting some new names in here, which I really enjoy. A lot of people have been around for a while too. This will be really good if the rumors are true about the new show, and if it is 2 hours, they definitely need more names than just what they have already, which they already have had. It's just now heating them up, so it's gonna be really cool to see.
Yeah, I also feel the other thing too, and we harped about it for a good 4 weeks. The tag division. The tag division is showing more tag teams now.
Yes, slowly but surely, right? We're getting a lot more stuff. Like with the win with the Outrunners, that's different, right? Like you
Yep.
expect Grizzly Young Vets to win that match because it's GYV.
Right.
But you got to have people that are also willing to lose. This is what wrestling is. Like you can't always win all the time. So you need teams like the Outrunners. You need teams like Private Party. And it feels like now, like you said, we were harping on it for a while. It seems like they're trying to rebuild that tag division. And it helps that the Young Bucks are wrestling more and they're wrestling more consistently with a lot of people. It's funny how that works. You have the greatest tag team on the planet. When you wrestle people, they end up making the tag division better. Shocker.
Yeah.
But that's it. I don't have any other thoughts. I enjoyed this week.
Yeah. No, it was a good week of wrestling. I missed my not having my TNA this week though, but for good reason. The place they were going to was one of the places hit by the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which prez out to everyone that was affected by Helene. Hopefully all the aid that you get will get to you soon, and everyone is able to live again. I know there were a lot of deaths during that. Hopefully it's nothing super crazy.
yeah, hopefully everything. Yeah, it's never going to be back to normal, but hopefully you get the aid that you need, and yeah, can get some semblance of normalcy again.
Mm-hmm. Prayers up. But that's all for this. Do you want to take us home, or you want me to do it?
Let's see. You know what? I brought us in. You take us home.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. If you're listening to this point, thank you so much. Put a comment. Let us know what your favorite part of the episode was if you did make it this far. Or just let us know what you want to see from us. If you have any comments about anything that happened in AEW this week, throw it in there. Let us know what's going on. While you're down there, also make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you can see all of our podcasts. We don't just do wrestling. We also do gaming. We also eventually will do anime. We do some miscellaneous stuff on the channel also. So just make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, check out all of our content. If you haven't seen all of it, check out some old episodes of Command Grab. That's our video game podcast. Check those out and enjoy what we got. Also, again, you're already here. You're already by the button. Make sure you hit the like button and tell your friends about this podcast because we are the best wrestling podcast on the planet and people should hear it. But that's it. Again, thank you all so much for being here and we will see you again next week. Peace, y'all.
We out.